UI is nothing but the user interface. It's mainly used to design user application. In picture box, we have the image property that allows the user to set the image at runtime or design time. When you copy the files, how many percentage you have completed, you have to show that. For that, I'm going to have the progress bar. Hello to all, a warm welcome to C#IN.NET Technology. We are on third unit and the topic here is Applications Development on .NET. I'm your Revati ma'am, faculty from the Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So dear student, in my today's session, I'm going to deal with VB.NET form, controls, and how we can able to create Windows Form application, Windows Form controls, and VB.NET picture box control. Anyway, dear student, we are familiar with .NET technology. It's mainly used to develop two kinds of application, that is desktop application as well as console application. Even we can able to develop web application. Now, if I want to develop desktop application, then I must have the form controls. So dear student, VB is nothing but Visual Basic, and we are going to have the forms. What is form? Dear student, we know online form. We are going to get the online form that is designed by using text box, labels, buttons, radio buttons, checkbox, so on. Now, all these components are inbuilt. What I will do, according to my application, my requirement, I'm going to use these form controls in my form. So, a form is used in VB.NET to create form-based, Windows-based application. So, I'm going to use the form to create Windows-based application or desktop application. Using form, okay, we can build a attractive user interface. I hope all are familiar with UI. So what is UI? UI is nothing but the user interface. It's mainly used to design user application. Most of the students are going to fill the online form. Think that if they want to write any competitive exam, how they are going to fill the form? They are going to get the online form and they are going to provide the information and they are going to fill the online application. That online application is nothing but your form. It's also example for your user interface. It is like a container. It is like a container for holding different controls. So I use container to store different items. Similarly, form is just a container or it is just a placeholder that holds different other controls like labels, buttons, text box, radio button, checkbox, and so on. So it is a container. The controls are an object. VB is also example for object-oriented programming language. So all the controls are treated as object in the form. So what are the controls I can have here? Either I can have the buttons, even I can have the text boxes, text area, labels, and so on. So dear student, if I want to create form where the form is stored, that is, it is present in system. So it is a namespace dot windows.form namespace, and it's going to have a vast amount of controls. So it is called desktop application or Windows-based user interface. So it is mainly used to create attractive user interface by using forms. Now, dear student, how we can able to create a Windows form application? What are the things you have to follow? So, dear student, to create Windows application, first I need to select the software. Which software I use to create Windows form application? That is nothing but the Visual Studio. So what's my software name here? Visual Studio. So I can go with Visual Studio 7, Visual Studio 10, 18, 22 or 23. Which one you want, you select the software, download the software, install the software. Now, okay, if I use Visual Studio 22 and 23, okay, so if I want to develop any desktop application, what I want to do? I want to select the programming language. If I create the web application or if I create any Windows application by using .NET programming language, that's nothing but the C#.NET, then I have to select the programming language C#. Okay, fine. Then I want to select Windows and I want to select desktop application. If I'm writing the code using VB, then what's my programming language? That is VB. Okay, then what kind of platform? Windows platform. And what kind of application? That is desktop application. So, for creating a Windows form application in VB.NET, we need to follow the following steps. So, you have to go to the file menu. Okay, then you have to click the new project. Once you click the new project, what you have to do? You have to select the Windows form application or Windows form app. Okay, fine. See, when I click Windows form, I'm going to get the form. Okay, this is my Windows form. Okay, fine. Now, what is form? Form is nothing but a container. So, it is a placeholder. It can able to hold different controls. So, these are the controls. In the sense what? I can have the combo box, I can have the data set, or I can have the buttons, even I can have the checkbox. So, these are the controls. Okay, fine. If I consider Windows form, see here, I'm going to have the text box. Under text box, I'm going to get all the other different controls. Even if I consider forms, I'm going to have the solution explorer and even I'm going to have the property. Now the question arises, why I want property? See here, I'm going to have the controls like buttons, labels, text boxes and so on. What I want to do? I want to change the property according to my requirement. For example, I want to change the button name. I don't want button name. I want button name as submit. In that time, what I will do? I'll go to the property and I'm going to make the modification. Okay, fine. If I consider text box, okay, each text box is identified uniquely by the text box ID. Okay, I just want to change the text box ID. Where I'm going to change that? For that, I'm going to use the property. This is the representation of your form. So, you're going to get the form, then you're going to have the toolbox, then you're going to have the solution explorer, then you're going to have the property. Okay, fine. Now, see here, I said we have different kinds of controls. In that, I'm going to discuss picture box control. So, what is picture box control? Think that in my application, I want to include the image. For that, I'm going to have the picture box. See here, in the form, directly I can able to get the image. So what I want to do? I want to provide the place where I want to get the image. For that, I'm going to have the picture box. So picture box is a control. So what is picture box? Is a control that is mainly used to display image on the Windows form. If I want to get the image on the Windows form, what I will do? I'll use the picture box. And if I consider picture box, it's going to provide large amount of methods as well as events and property. Based on my requirement, I'm going to include the method, I'm going to include the events, and I'm going to include the property. So the picture box control has an image property. In picture box, we have the image property that allows the user to set the image at runtime or design time. So I'm going to have the property. Okay, by using that property, I can able to set the image at the runtime or while designing the application itself, I can able to set the image. So let's see how we are going to get the picture box. So what I want to do? First, I want to go to the tools. In the tools, okay, I'm going to have list of controls. In that particularly, I want to search the picture box. Once I select picture box, what I want to do? I want to drag and drop that picture box on the form. See here, I'm going to have the picture box where I'm getting in my toolbox. Okay, in my toolbox, I'm going to get the picture box. Okay, fine. So what I will do? I'll drop the picture box. So this is my picture box so that I can able to include the image over. Okay, so why I use picture box control? Just to display the image. Okay, along with my application form, if I want to display the image, what I will do? I'll use the picture box. Okay, fine. Now see here, progress bar. So what is progress? We are familiar with progress. So how much it is executed? Okay, we want to show that one. For that, I'm going to have the progress bar. So the Windows progress bar control is used by the user. Okay, so it is used by the user to acknowledge the progress status of some defined task. Think that you're going to have some task. Now you want to tell how much percentage the task is completed. For example, 10%, 20%, or 80% or 100%. You have to demonstrate the task completion. For that, I'm going to have the progress bar. So downloading a large file. When you download any file, okay, so you have to show how many percent is completed and how many percent at to complete. All those things you have to display. For that, I'm going to have the progress bar. Okay, copying files. When you copy the files, how many percentage you have completed? You have to show that. For that, I'm going to have the progress bar. When you install any software, okay, or calculating some complex result. So in this situation, I'll use the progress bar. Okay, fine. Now to create progress bar, where I'm going to get progress bar control. For that, what I want to do? I want to go to the toolbox. Okay, when I click the toolbox, what's going to happen? I'm going to get long list of controls. In that, particularly, I want to select the progress bar in order to acknowledge how many percent of the work is done and how many percent work still yet to complete. For that, we will use progress bar. When you find the progress bar on the toolbox, what you have to do? You have to select the progress bar and drag that progress bar to the form. So, see here, this is the progress bar. Okay, now, this progress bar control provides so many properties, events, and you're going to have the methods. Based on your requirement, you're going to use the properties as well as methods as well as events. See here, I'm going to have the progress bar. See, this is the progress bar image. Okay, fine. If the task is completed, okay, it is going to display it is 30% or 40%. This is the progress bar on the Windows form. Now, what is the name of the form? That is progress bar. And if you want to set the property, what you have to do? Go to the progress bar, right click, you're going to get the property and you can able to set the property. This is the way I can able to use the progress bar. Now, I'm going to have the combo box. Why I use combo box and what is the need of having combo box? Think that you have long list of items. Now you have to list all the items. For that, I'll use the combo box. Now the question arises where I'm going to get the combo box in my toolbox. So the combo box control is used to display more than one item in a drop down list. So you have to list, okay, more than one item in a drop down list. In that time we are going to use combo box. So it is a combination of, so what is combo box? How it is made? That is made by using list box and text box. So combo box is nothing but the combination of list box as well as text box, in which user can able to input only one item. So user is going to get the drop down list. In that, user can able to pick one item at a time. So furthermore, it is also allow a user to select an item from a drop down list. User can able to select the item from the drop down list. So how we can able to create combo box? What I want to do? Same procedure. Go to the toolbox. Click the toolbox. You're going to get long list of options. In that you have to select the combo box. And this combo box also provides some of the properties and some of the features. According to my application requirement, I'm going to set the events, I'm going to use the properties, and I'm going to use the function. Okay, fine. See, this is your combo box. So, where I'm getting the combo box? Under the toolbox. Okay, I'm going to get the combo box. As I said, you're going to have the drop downs. When you click this drop down, what's going to happen? You're going to get the long list. In that, you're going to select one item at a time. Okay, fine. Now, I'm going to have the scroll bar. So, what is scroll bar? There are certain times you have to move the bar up and down. You have to scroll. For that, I'm going to have the scroll bar. Now, the question arises, what kind of scroll bar? That is vertical or horizontal. So, a scroll bar control is used to create and display vertical and horizontal scroll. So, I want to scroll the page either vertical or horizontal. For that, in Windows form, I'm going to have the control called scroll bar. Okay, it is used when we have large information. Okay, when I have lengthy information, okay, and I'm not able to display whole information, in that time, I'm going to provide the scrolling. That is, I'm going to use the scroll bar option so that user can able to move the page vertically or horizontally. We have scroll bar. In that we have two types, that is horizontal scroll bar for displaying the bar horizontally, and we have V scroll bar, that is nothing but the vertical scroll bar. Now, where we get scroll bar? For that, once again, we want to visit toolbox. Under toolbox, we have long list of controls. In that, we have to select scroll bar. Okay, fine. See here, this is the image I have here. See, I have the movement. Okay, so I can able to move the bar either vertical or horizontal. See here, under my toolbox, I have the option called scroll bar. Okay, when I scroll the page, okay, the control moves up or down or from left to right or right to left, so that I can able to display the information on the screen. Okay, this is the way I can able to use the scroll bar. Anyway, dear student, in my today's session, I started with what is form. Form is nothing but the container that is capable to hold and control different controls. Here controls are nothing but the progress bar or combo box, or even I can have the picture box, even text box, labels, buttons and so on. Along with that, I also discussed how to use the picture box, how to use the combo box, how to use the scroll bars and so on. Anyway, in my next session, I'm going to deal with the new topic, that is ADO.NET connectivity. So what is ADO stands for? Active Data Object, and where we use ADO, that is the back end. Okay, how we are going to connect the database, all those things we are going to study in my next session. Anyway, dear students, thank you for watching me, and let's meet in the next session with the new topic. Until that, keep reading and keep watching. Thank you.